Okay, I think that's enough work for a little while. Let's go for a run. Hey guys, welcome back. So I've been sitting at the computer all day today doing work for Regal Robot, which is awesome, but I need to take a break, so I am going to go for a run. Now, I decided I'm going to go run at Griffith Park, which is full of really cool landmarks that I think would be neat to show people who don't live in the Los Angeles area. So I decided I'm going to do a 13-mile run today, maybe a little bit longer, and I worked out a loop, and it's going to go past some pretty cool spots. So I figured I would show you guys if you want to see. Stick around, and if not, then don't worry about it. Okay, so we are here on Lake Hollywood Drive. So if you see down there, there's the Hollywood Reservoir, which we're going to run past, and we're going to get some views here of the Hollywood sign in a few minutes, and it should be pretty nice. It's a little cool today, so hopefully don't freeze before I get done with this thing. It is 3:30 right now. I'm going to start the tracker so that we get the full distance, and otherwise it doesn't even count. How do I push this and videotape it? So after we pass the reservoir, we run through this little quaint neighborhood here, which I guess technically is part of the Hollywood Hills, but we'll see in a minute. I'll switch the camera around here. You see we got the Hollywood sign right up there on the way. Nice thing to see. So as we come out of the neighborhood, we come up this little street and then dirt trail. And you see the Hollywood signs up there. We'll be going up there later today. Hit some stuff on the way. Over here, where this road goes up, there's a point. You see there's people way out there. Very, very popular tourist spot to view the Hollywood sign. So many of the Instagram influencers and so forth take their photos there. Whew, I just ran up a big old hill. I'll stop running for a second. Keep the camera still, but wonderful view of the sign from this trail. If you ever just want to get a photo of the Hollywood sign, this trail that I'm on is one of the really great spots because not a lot of people come up this way. There's probably two other really good views of the sign that are always super crowded, but this whole section, almost nobody here ever. So I'm coming up on the end of this trail, and you can see our sign is right there. Probably one of the, like the second closest view you can get without going above it. So we come out here, and then we'll be back to the road here. We're going to continue up this way to see more cool things. Some of the houses as we come up the trail here are really cool. And this house is super neat. Alright, so we're just leaving the trail, and this is where we swap over to the road. Right there, a bunch of people waiting for Uber and or Lyft. We'll come out here, and this is where it's generally closed to cars. And from this point, we can see LA downtown, and down right there. I love how I say it's gonna be close to cars. Right down there. So we're gonna be headed next. Just a little view. I'll stop here a second. You see the trail down here is where we'll be headed. We go way down there. That's where the Bat Cave is. And then we'll be doing a cut through so that we can visit Griffith Observatory. All right, so we are on the trail back down to the Bat Cave. Figured I'd show you guys what it looks like. Sun's got probably an hour before it sets, but the clouds are making it kind of dim right now, so it feels like it's getting dark. All right, so we are about to leave the trail into Bronson Canyon Park, and right up here, wide so it doesn't bounce so much. Right up the road here, we're going to split off to the left, and that is where we're going to find the Bat Cave. So let me pull off to the side here so I can point. So the road, main road's here. Off to the left, we have a little gate. We're gonna go that way. And that is where we will find the Adam West Bat Cave. I had to stop for a second and get this bird activity. Very cool. Sorry, I dropped my water bottle. Focus. There we go. That's really neat. Yeah, right around this bend is where we're headed. So here it is. This is the Bat Cave from the TV Batman, Adam West Batman. There's some water in here. Gross. It's actually easier to see in the camera than it is in person. It's very dark. Just cut through, there's a bunch of rocks on the ground right here. Got the giant rock spiral. It seems to get bigger every time I come up here. There's our birds that we saw earlier. Zoom in on those guys. All right, so I'm heading back through the Bat Cave now. See how crooked my hat is here. Got the extra clothes on because I don't want to get sunburned, but it's getting dark faster than I'd like. I talked on the phone a little bit before my run and kind of screwed my time up. But anyway, check that out. The Batman TV series, Adam West Bat Cave here in Bronson Canyon. So now we're going to leave here and we are going to head over to the observatory. Let's see if we can make that happen before it gets dark. And just for point of reference as to where we're at, that tower up there, let me zoom in on it, way up there, that is where the Hollywood sign is. So we are pretty much almost to the bottom of the mountain again. And if we can get up there in time, we're going to try to hit the Hollywood sign today. If not, we'll go up there on my bike in a few days on a bike ride up the hill, which is also very fun. So we are leaving the Bronson Canyon Park right now, heading into another neighborhood. A lot of the times when I run to the Hollywood sign, I actually park here and run up. But lately I've been parking at the other side by the reservoir where I parked today. From down here where I park to the Hollywood side and back is about 7 miles. So real soon we'll be at the 3.5 mile point from the Hollywood sign. Right now in this run we are just a little over 5 miles. So this neighborhood I'm running through will be a good shortcut if I can figure it out, but it is very confusing. It's like a freaking maze. So it's taken me about 15 minutes longer than I'd like, which means I don't know yet, but I may have to shave off the Hollywood sign off of our run today. I don't know. We'll see. It's an adventure. One thing's for sure, this neighborhood has some very interesting architecture. I like it. So we just came out through Ferndale, from the neighborhood into Ferndale Park, which is where we're at now. There's more of this park on the other side of that street over there, and it's really pretty. There's like these big trees and these crazy water features, which they have them here, but they're all dry right now. And there's these like wood railing, which is actually concrete. You can see the metal rebar inside. It's molded concrete to look like wood. Pretty area. And then up here to the right, we've got a trail that will take us up to Griffith Observatory. So that's where we are gonna go. So there ahead of us is Griffith Observatory. Real quick stop because the moon looks freaking awesome right now. Look at that, so cool. Getting closer. All uphill. Another point of reference. There's the Hollywood sign. You remember earlier how close we were to it. And we are now about 7.5 miles away from where I started. Almost to the observatory. Again, our Hollywood sign way out in the distance. Plus, The sunset is awesome. So, here we are, Griffith Observatory. Been in many, many films. It's like Terminator, La La Land, The Rocketeer, etc., etc. Hollywood sign. We have to run way back over that way, and the sun is almost down. So I think I'm skipping the Hollywood sign today to avoid mountain lions, because way out there at the end, see that tree? I was gonna run across to that tree and then down another trail to my car, and it's kind of like a rugged trail with lots of shrubbery and so forth, but I'm scared of mountain lions. Second biggest fear next to sharks, and they have spotted some recently in the area, so I'm gonna be careful. Anyway, let's look at Griffith Observatory. Look how beautiful. I would go inside, but I smell discovery fish. So anyway, we're gonna continue that way. I'm gonna drink some water, and then we'll continue our run. Also, if you're wondering, I am 7.95 miles into my run right now. Helicopter, tourists, beautiful sunset. Not too shabby of a place. All right, so if you leave the observatory, cross the parking lot, you turn around, you'll be at the Mount Hollywood hiking trail. And there's this little path here, goes up into the trees. Charlie Turner Trailhead. I'm gonna walk here for just a second. I should fill up my water. You know what? I'll probably be okay without my water. I'll throw this bottle out and drink this up and throw it out. Water fountain. Right up here, there is some little trees, and one of my runs a few months ago, I met Kevin Nealon and Dana Carvey while they were doing a hiking with Kevin Nealon video. The sun is almost gone, and blurry, focus, there we go, I'm zoomed way in, and I stopped to run way back past that whole mountain over there, so I'll be running in the dark. There it goes, and it's almost gone. It's a tiny sliver, and boop, that's it. Sun has set, so I'll have to break out the lights here probably in the next 20 minutes. So right here in this patch of trees is where I met Kevin Nealon and Dana Carvey, and it was just like this. Everything was in silhouette, and I was looking at the sunset as I ran past, and I could recognize Kevin Nealon's hat, and guy was holding like a selfie stick with a camera doing a video, and I'm like, that's Kevin Nealon. Could just tell by the silhouette. So I ran over, sure enough it was him. Didn't realize he was with Dana Carvey. I really like his YouTube channel, so if you enjoy watching celebrity people get interviewed by Dana Carvey, by Kevin Nealon, it's awesome. It's fun, it's entertaining to listen to, but he hikes these trails all the time. So another thing to check out if you come to Griffith Park is right down there, this road, the tunnel that it goes through, that we're over right now, is the tunnel to Toontown from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And I believe it's the same tunnel used in Back to the Future. Maybe we can see it from up here. We're coming up this hill. Maybe when we get around the bend, we'll check it out. You can see back to the observatory. It's very pretty out. Lights are starting to come on in the city, and the sun is down, so hopefully we don't see any mountain lions. Whew, boy, it's pretty. I'm still close to the observatory. As you can see down there, it is a lot dimmer in person than it is on camera. I did kind of go a little bit extra. I was like, maybe I could go to the top of Mount Hollywood, and then maybe that was a bad idea given the time that I've got before it gets dark. So I'm probably gonna skip the very peak and just go around the back of Mount Hollywood, which is up this way. Look how pretty that is. Beautiful. One thing that you can see really good when the lights start to go down and the night lights come on here is the traffic down there on the that is the 5 freeway. It's pretty far from here, so, and it's dark, so my camera's going to stop. 5 freeway traffic, almost dead stop. Looks horrible. Wow, that's really awesome. Just came over the hill right here. This trail goes up to the top of Mount Lee, which is not very far. You can kind of see the little tower up there. That's really close, but I got a long ways to go. Again, another shot of the Hollywood sign way out there in the distance. I have to run all the way past that, and it is getting dark fast, and it's getting cold. So I'm gonna break out my lights here in a second. You can hear the owls. I just got back to the trail that goes down to Bronson Caves where we went earlier. I came back down this way from the observatory. That's the trail back down to the caves. This is the trail that we take back over to Lake Hollywood. We're not going to go up to the sign today, but we will ride our bike, my bike. I'm going to ride my bike up there and show you guys, and show you how I get there. I'll do that in the next week or so. So this is what it's like running at Griffith Park after dark. The sky still has a little bit of light, but the trail is very dark right now. But got a big old headlight that my brother bought me, and I love it. All right, another quick stop for video. So you can see the city down there. It's looking pretty. Downtown's over that way on the other side of the hill. And out here, if I take my light off, it is dark. So we're getting pretty close to being back to kind of where we started. We've got, let's see, we are, oh geez, hold on, 11.44 miles in. So got a couple miles. My whole goal today was to do a half marathon distance. So as long as I hit that, I'll be happy. Quick stop here because I wanted to point something out. One thing that is really weird is that since I've moved to LA, there's never lights on the Hollywood sign, and I always thought that there were before I moved here, but since I've lived here, there's never been lights on the sign. Actually, in camera, it looks a lot brighter than it does in person. There are the lights above the sign, up where the radio towers are, but the actual sign has no lighting on it in the last 5 years that I've been here anyway. Maybe it used to, I don't know. Okay, back to the neighborhood. We are literally, right now, just so you know, we're just leaving the trail, goes along like this, and then right about here, turns back to asphalt, and then we're entering the neighborhood again, which I believe is part of the Hollywood Hills, and then we got to go back past the reservoir, and we'll be at the car. So we are at now 12.22 miles, so in 1 mile I will have hit my goal. Pretty excited. We are on the road by the reservoir, all by myself. Dark as almost said the S word, but YouTube probably wouldn't like that. So we continue along in the dark with my trusty headlamp, which is great. By the way, I always carry, if I'm going out and I know it's going to be nighttime, I always now carry a separate flashlight, which I have right here. Looks like this. I also always get the free ones from Harbor Freight. Whenever I buy supplies, they almost always give out a flashlight if you look at the coupons. So, worth checking out. Good way to have like 10 extra flashlights on hand. And since they're free, you can always give them to people who might need them too, which is kind of a nice thing when people are in a bind. Okay, I'm going back to do this by myself. Wish me luck. Whew. Climbing up the road here. Stop for a second, look at the watch. And 14.2 miles, 0.02 miles, which means I've hit my goal. The car is right there. I'm gonna run the rest of the way. This is a brutally hard hill to do. I ride this on the bike and it is tough. Whew, almost there. And I'm back. Whew, 14.08. I'm gonna call it. Stop. End exercise. There it is, 14.08 miles. We'll see what Strava says, and then when we get back, we will go over the map, and you can see the course. There's Lake Hollywood, looking pretty, on the distance. Let's go home and take a bath. Okay, so this is the route as I initially planned it. So right about here is where I parked the car to start the actual run. And we'll see on Strava in a second. You can see where this goes. Initially, it went around here, around the Hollywood Reservoir, which is right here. Came up and through this neighborhood, up the road, and then through this trail. This is the trail where I could see the Hollywood sign. I mentioned how close it was. The Hollywood sign's kind of like right up here. Ran up around this windy thing, all the way around to here, and this is where the trail goes down to the Bat Cave, which is right here, and then back up the road to the Bat Cave, down through the neighborhood, across at Ferndale, and then up to the observatory. So Griffith Park Observatory is right about here. Actually, I'm sorry, it's right here. It's kind of like up the hill. Oh no, I was correct. It's right here. And then up the trail, around the end, up to Mount Hollywood, which is where everything changed. I went all the way up like it's going to go up to this little peak here at Mount Hollywood. And then instead of doing this one little section, I rounded the bend and continued along the trail all the way to right here. And then this is where it really changed, because initially the plan was to go over this rugged trail up to Mount Lee and then up to the Hollywood sign, which is right here. Back down from the Hollywood sign over Mount Burbank and Mount Cahuenga to the Wisdom Tree, which is right up over here. A really cool spot, and it was just way too dark and sketchy. And then back down this really steep part of the hill to the car over here. So it made this nice big loop, which I'll probably do next time. And let's check here on Strava. We can see where we changed that up. All right, so here we are on Strava. We can actually go up here. We can play. There's little me at the starting point of the car. And you can see in the last one, the loop went all the way around Cahuenga Peak and back down this way. I skipped all of that. However, this run actually ended up being a half mile longer the way that I did it than the way I initially planned. So let's let it play. You can see where this goes. There we go, around the reservoir, and then up through the neighborhood right about here, up the neighborhood onto the first dirt trail right here, right below the Hollywood sign, and back down into the neighborhood a little bit, back to another dirt trail, and again below the Hollywood sign. Right there is where I passed the normal road that goes up to the Hollywood sign and continued along the main road here. And then this is where I'm headed down to Bronson Canyon, where the Bat Cave is. That's where that veers off. And right here is the little road to the Bat Cave. Up, down through the Bat Cave, back to the little road, down to Bronson Canyon Park, out into the neighborhood. This is my crazy neighborhood cut through that I messed up a few times. You can see my wrong turns in here. Oh, wrong turn, go, go, go. Wrong turn, go back. That cost me some time. That's Ferndale, where I cross the street, and then heading up the trail to Griffith Park, which is right about right there. That's when I see it, Griffith Park, and I kind of goof around, take some pictures for a minute, and then eat a Cliff Bar, and then I start running across the parking lot, up the hill. That's where I saw Kevin Nealon right there. I stopped for a second to talk about it. Head up, all the way up to Mount Hollywood. I didn't quite go to the top. This is that little section that I showed in the last one where I was going to stop at the top, and I skipped it. So right there, I skip going to the top. It's getting too dark. Go back down the hill, back into the main trail, which right about there, I would have been off onto my new path at the top. And at this point, I'm basically repeating my way back to the car until you can see it up here. I go a different way. And instead of going across the dirt trail, I go out around the road to where, like, that's where the Instagram influencers always take their pictures of the Hollywood sign. Is right there, that little tip. And back around the Hollywood Reservoir, and in the dark, and then up the steep hill right there to the car. And that's it. That was the whole run. It'll start to loop here on Strava. There's a really cool feature on Strava where you can go track your whole run. It's I really like this app, and this is still the free version. I'm not doing a paid one or anything. Very cool stuff. So yeah, so that was my run. If you're curious to look at this map, if you're on Strava, you can find me there, Gordon Tarpley, real easy. If not, here it is laid out. If you can go find the Hollywood Reservoir on your map of choice, you can probably look this up and see where this route takes you. So anyway, guys, that was my run for today. I'll be back to doing build videos soon enough. I just figured may as well fill it in with something else that I'm doing on a daily basis. This is the Gordon Tarpley channel. It's not Mr. 3D printer guy or Mr. metal paint guy or Mr. prop guy. It's the Gordon Tarpley channel. So I do other things. And to some people that seems completely unrelated to the other stuff that I do. If I run, like, that's not anything like the other stuff you do. But to me, everything's connected like this, and I can explain all that later. I may do another video kind of related to how the stuff I did today relates to stuff that I might be doing in my shop at some other time, because they are all interconnected in a pretty significant way in my life. But anyway, thanks again for stopping by. I'll be back soon. Again, more build videos and so forth. But hopefully this was informative to some of you. And if not, I'm sorry. But yeah, see you kids soon. Later, bye.